Welcome back to Next Act Ninjas, the number one podcast for mastering your lifestyle longevity. I'm your host, Rachael Van Pelt, and today I want to dive into the art of downsizing. In previous episodes, we've covered the potential financial benefits of downsizing your home, where you move to a smaller place so you can extend your wealth span. But today, I want to discuss the mental, emotional, and physical benefits of downsizing, right where you're at, whether you're ready to move or not. I'm going to give you a strategy for not just getting rid of stuff, but letting go of what's holding you back. Because many of us at one point or another consider transitioning to a more simplified lifestyle in our next act, don't we? But just the thought of decluttering and paring down possessions can make our head spin. And it is rarely just because of all the time and effort that it's going to take. It's because of all the mementos we've accumulated and the memories that we've made with our loved ones over the years. These are the things that make our house a home. The thought of getting rid of them can stir up all kinds of emotions. So what happens? We keep making more room for things. We tuck it away to deal with another day, all the while telling ourselves that we're going to get to it someday. Let's face it, it's why so many of us end up dealing with our parents' hoards after they're gone. And I get it. Paring down your beloved possessions can be challenging. But with the right plan in place, it can also be a wonderfully liberating experience. And guess what? It can also be good for your mental, emotional, and physical health. Clutter can often weigh us down, can't it? Both physically and mentally. It's not just about having a messy home. It's about the mental load it creates, the mental bandwidth it occupies. Research shows that clutter can lead to feelings of stress and anxiety, even depression. When we clear our space, we also clear our minds. It creates a sense of peace and well-being. Simplifying helps us make room for new experiences and opportunities. It allows us to focus on the present rather than being overwhelmed by the past or future. My husband and I, we experienced this recently, this mind clearing effect. We'd just come off of an incredibly stressful period in our lives when things felt a bit out of control, including almost losing a much loved pet. So we were feeling like we needed some sort of mental reset. But we didn't have the time or the budget for a vacation at that particular moment. So what did we do instead? We spent a few weekends over the course of a month tackling every closet, every storage area in our house, almost as if we were planning to pack up and move. Now, I know that may sound weird, but it was exactly what we needed at the time. It was incredibly cathartic. It definitely gave us the symbolic reset we were craving at the time. It also had the added benefit of taking our minds off the things we were anxious about. It gave us back a sense of control. And it was interesting. Giving our house the TLC it needed turned into a sort of self-care for us. It was truly transformative. Now, what's great about simplifying your environment is how fast it can reduce stress and anxiety. When your home is clutter-free, it becomes a sanctuary where you can really relax and recharge. It can feel as good as going on vacation. And the physical work of decluttering in and of itself can be wonderfully therapeutic by providing immediate visual and emotional rewards. In fact, you might find the immediate rewards so satisfying that you can't help but want to keep doing it on a regular basis. When you really find the pleasure in it and you get that dopamine hit, you'll find that it creates this positive feedback loop in your brain. It reinforces making it a habit. And keep in mind that decluttering also has tangible physical health benefits. Cluttered spaces can be breeding grounds for dust, mold, allergens, and those things can negatively impact your respiratory health. So keeping a tidy home makes your living environment healthier. An organized space also reduces the risk of accidents by minimizing tripping hazards, and that can be especially important as we age. But my favorite health benefit is the positive impact it can have on your sleep and energy levels. When your environment is clean and organized, it's much easier to relax and get a good night's sleep. In other words, we are talking about more than just tidying up, aren't we? We are talking about creating a space that supports your mental and physical well-being. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for greater peace, happiness, and health in your life. Now, speaking of well-being, before we tackle any kind of downsizing journey, we're going to have to deal with the emotional aspects of letting go. Letting go of our clutter often involves confronting our emotional attachments to items, making the process challenging. Sentimental belongings, such as gifts that we've gotten from loved ones or souvenirs from memorable experiences, those things can hold deep emotional significance. Parting with these items can feel like we're losing a part of our past or severing connections with people or events in our lives. I think it's crucial to acknowledge these feelings and understand that it's natural to experience difficulty when letting go of cherished items. Remember, the memories associated with these objects will remain with you even after the items are gone. Dealing with the guilt and nostalgia during decluttering, it's going to require a compassionate and mindful approach. Now, one effective strategy you can use is to keep a few special items that hold the most meaning to you while letting go of the rest. You can take photos of those items before you part with them, and that's going to help you preserve the memories without the physical clutter, though it can add to your digital clutter, so be selective. Another technique is, of course, to donate or gift items to someone who's going to appreciate them. That's going to give those objects new life, more purpose, but please be careful not to simply hoist your clutter on family. None of us want that, do we? Passing down family heirlooms is one thing. Expecting people to want all of your boxes of books and clothes and photos is quite another. Just because you can't bear to part with them doesn't mean anyone else wants to deal with them now or down the road. That being said, you might want to tell your friends and family, give them a heads up that you're planning to get rid of a lot of stuff, that you're going to do a big purge. That way you can ask them if they might want something that has meaning to them. In short, I think focusing on the positive aspects of decluttering, such as the space that it's going to give you, the peace it's going to create, that's going to allow you to navigate the process with far less guilt and much more confidence. And that's going to ultimately lead to a lighter, more joyful life. But let's talk strategy. When you embark on a decluttering journey, it's crucial that you set some realistic goals and timelines. If you haven't done this in decades, you may need to give yourself up to a year to tackle your home. On the other hand, if you're the type of person that does a fairly good job spring cleaning every year, or maybe you've moved recently and have already done a big purge, maybe all you need is a month or two. Regardless, setting a realistic timeline with intermediate goals is going to keep the process from becoming overwhelming. It's going to ensure you keep making steady progress. Whatever you do, don't expect to overhaul your entire home in one weekend. Break it down into manageable tasks that you can spread out over multiple weekends, small chunks over time. Now, some people advocate going room to room, kitchen, bedroom, garage, etc., while other people advocate going item type by item type. So doing clothes first, then all electronics. I personally like the latter approach because I think it keeps you focused on just one type of item all day. For example, you pick a weekend to just go through all of the clothes in the house, including all your accessories, your shoes, your jackets, not just the things in your master bedroom closet, but all the closets, your garage, your mudroom, anywhere those things lurk. Then you pick another day to go through all your electronics in the house. You get the idea. By focusing on just one item type at a time, you can systematically and thoroughly declutter your entire home. Don't forget the digital decluttering as well. Pick a weekend to organize your computer files, your emails, your passwords, your digital photos. Streamlining there can significantly reduce stress. It can improve efficiency. One effective strategy is to simplify by using what they call the 4-box method, where you categorize items into 4 groups: things you're going to keep, donate, sell, or trash. This method, that's going to give you a clear framework for making decisions about each item. It's going to help you streamline the sorting process. But whatever you do, avoid the temptation to simply run out and buy more storage containers and organizers, as I think this often leads to us keeping far more items than necessary. Start first by being ruthless. Ruthlessly eliminate clutter. Then, and only then, if you find you need a couple of organizers after you finish, that's great. So long as they're not just enabling you to hold on to more stuff. Decluttering is not limited to just the items in your home either. As you make your way through your home, remember that the emotional clutter needs attention too. That means letting go of past regrets and embracing forgiveness. I know that's easier said than done, but there are a number of things that you can do to help with this: techniques, tools. You can start by writing a letter to express your feelings, even if you don't send it. You can practice mindfulness and meditation to stay present and release negative thoughts. You can seek therapy or counseling if you have to work through any major unresolved issues. You can keep a gratitude journal to focus on positives, or you can use positive affirmations to reframe your thinking. You can create rituals like tearing up written regrets to symbolize letting go. Whatever you do, surround yourself with supportive people who encourage you to move forward. By integrating these emotional decluttering practices, you're going to free up a lot of mental bandwidth, and you're going to find much more peace and happiness. When you address the physical, mental, and emotional aspects of clutter, you are taking a holistic approach to simplifying your life. And what I love about this is that it paves the way for a much more organized, serene, and fulfilling next act. But of course, after you've put in all this wonderful effort to emotionally and physically declutter, maintenance is key, isn't it? Whether you actually downsize to a smaller home or not, the goal here is not to simply make room for more stuff. That means you're going to want to develop new habits to prevent future clutter. Incorporate daily practices such as putting things back in their designated place, regularly purging items once they're not needed. Embrace the one in, one out rule to maintain balance, ensuring that for every new item brought in, one thing is removed. And practice mindful consumption by making intentional choices about what to bring back into your life. By integrating daily and weekly routines, you're going to be able to keep your space and mind clear. That's going to ensure that your simplified lifestyle remains a source of peace and happiness. Now, were my husband and I able to maintain what we achieved over our month of decluttering fun? Not perfectly, of course not. But that's okay. Perfection is the enemy of done, isn't it? Simplifying is an ongoing process, especially when your life continues to expand, not shrink. But that's why the habits are so important. The mental reset that we experienced was awesome. And I found the process so enjoyable. I started devoting a little bit of time each month to those spillover areas like the junk drawers or laundry rooms that tend to collect stuff like a magnet. It feels so good to not cringe when I open up those doors and drawers now. Better yet, the physical organization freed up much needed mental bandwidth to take on our digital organization that we'd been procrastinating. We updated our wills, our estate plan. We did some much needed tax planning. We've embraced a truly holistic approach to simplifying so that we can be ready to downsize in a few years when our nest is completely empty. It feels amazing, which is why I encourage you to start your decluttering journey today. Start with a small, manageable project to get the ball rolling. Pick one of your easier tasks. Maybe that's just thinning out your books, and set a timer for 30 minutes. Just completing one area is going to make the entire process feel more achievable, and it's going to help you build momentum as you move from one small victory to the next. And it really is a victory. So be sure to celebrate just how amazing it feels to be rocking and rolling and not procrastinating. Taking that first step towards a more peaceful and organized life is amazing. I think you're going to love the positive impact that it has on your life. And of course, if you're thinking about downsizing your home as your next big move towards simplifying, let's chat. You're going to find the link to hop on my calendar in the show notes. I'd love to help you evaluate your market, crunch the numbers, and make sure that you have all of the support you need to make the best move for your health and wealth longevity. Until next time, live well, love more, age less, my friends.